is where it's on the land that this building sat on. And in 1898, the U.S. Post Office General declared this building as a post office for the town of Goldsboro. And at the time when this building was declared a U.S. Post Office, Goldsboro was part of Orange County and not part of Seminole County. Okay, because Goldsboro was incorporated in 1891 and Seminole County was not incorporated to 1913. Okay, so you see there was a little difference there. And now in 2011, Goldsboro, the community of Goldsboro, and the establishment of Goldsboro and the demise of Goldsboro was 100 years old. And we opened the museum to commemorate the demise of Goldsboro, which was in 1911, and to 2011 was 100 years. And Seminole County celebrated their 100th year in 2013. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the post office. The post office at first was run by Mr. Burke, and he was the first post, and that's the one that the United States General declared him as postmaster of this post office. He served, and then his wife served after he died. She served until they was no longer in Goldsboro, until the demise of Goldsboro. What they would do was that you didn't go inside of the post office to get your box. They didn't have post office boxes where, like they do now, where you go inside. The post office boxes were lined up along the front of the post office. Regular boxes were lined up, and you had your own box, and Miss Barkins or Mr. Barkins would go out when your mail came, put your mail in your box, and you would walk up here from the community. Goldsboro only went to 16th Street this way, and to I think it was 10th Street this way. Okay, Southwest Road this way, and at the time, and William Clark Avenue is William Clark Avenue now this way. Okay, and a lot of people ask me, well, why does the sign say Historic Goldsboro on one side and 13th Street on the other side when you're coming down 1792? Because that part of Goldsboro, that part of 13th Street was not Goldsboro. Okay, just this side was Goldsboro. And not all of this side, only from William Clark back. Okay, and so this is what our artist has done today. He has put this on canvas for us, hoping that by being on canvas, it would give us even more meaning as to what this post office, this community, and once this town of Goldsboro give us a little bit more meaning, a little more that this belongs to, this is our community, our forefathers, our grandfathers, our grandmothers are the one that incorporated this community as a town. Okay? Now, one more little thing. Goldsboro and Eatonville are, you could almost call sister cities. Although Eatonville was incorporated 3 years before Goldsboro, but they were incorporated, Eatonville by Mr. Joe Clark and Goldsboro by Mr. William Clark, which they were brothers. Okay, so the two communities, the two communities like were sister communities. They visited each other. They had big cookouts, and they married each other from the community. They went to church together from the communities, and so the communities were very close. And to put it down to some of the other questions that's been asked, well, how did Zora come in? Zora probably spent more time in Sanford than she did in Eatonville. All right, because when her mom died, she was about 9 years old, and her father came to Sanford. He came here to build Mr. Croon's house. Her father, Zora's father, was a carpenter, and he came here to build Professor Croon's house, which is on Sanford Avenue now. And If you get a chance, it's all right here. A picture of the house that Zora lived in, her dad. And if you get a chance to read this book, Joan Gore, that's Moses tells a story about her dad and Savage. You'll see Savage for a long time. And Mr. Dan Payne. They talk about the railroad track in here too. And how, cause you know, we always tell a story, but that's how Bo Key, that's where the name Bo Key came from. And Mr. Dan Payne got a different story. So we just gonna everybody claim Bo Key. So at this time I'm gonna introduce to you Mr. James Burke. And Mr. James Burke is going to explain the unveiling, what he's going to unveil, and he's going to talk about some of his work, other work. And I thank y'all for coming.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for coming. I personally first want to give all honor and glory to God to be here and have the privilege of doing this for the historical Goldsboro Museum. A little bit of history about myself. I'm a native Floridian. I was actually born right here in Goldsboro, born on 15th Street in a little house. It was called 1809 West 15th Street in the year of 1960. I'm born on December 26th, one day after Christmas. And the story was, my mom actually went into labor on Christmas Day, and it becomes this big ordeal where I doesn't come because I come from a family of 11.